Hey everybody, I'm not great, and welcome to another Sad Things Are Happening video. So today, while I was at work, I was listening to a stream, and somebody just randomly pops in and says, hey, prayers for Nashville or something like that. It's like, oh, shit. So, immediately look it up on the news, and 6 people have been killed at an elementary school in Nashville, Tennessee. And hell, the last time something like this happened, I tried to make a video, and my old mic cut out and destroyed the whole thing, and I just didn't have the heart to make another one. But shit, man, like over and over, this keeps happening. Evidently, what happened was there was a trans man in their late 20s walked into this school through a side door, and they've been planning this. They had like the school mapped out and everything, and they went in and they started shooting, and police came and shot them to death. Right now it's still early, but that's pretty much what we have. They killed 6 people, 3 kids and 3 teachers. 5 of those people went to the hospital but died at the hospital from gunshot wounds, according to police reports. And there's a lot to unpack here. Starting with just I'm so sorry that another round of people and parents and siblings and friends and teachers have to go through this again. Like, this person came loaded down. Like, they were armed and ready to do some shit. Reports currently state that on their body, on their person, were 2 AR-style rifles and 1 9mm handgun. With that in mind, it's actually a little bit of a miracle that things weren't somehow worse than they were, which is already just god-awful. Yeah. So that's the first thing. And it is fucking awful. The next thing is that this was a religious school. This was a Presbyterian school. So the connections there between a trans person and a religious organization is probably going to be something that comes up in the near future. Like, I would bet money on it. And following that line of thought, this was a trans man. So this was somebody who was assigned female at birth. I got the name of the school and the church that hosts the school, that runs the school, from the news articles. As you know, they can't not print anything, so everything gets printed. That school, or the church, has a little bit of a history. It was, several years ago, there was a man and his daughter who were filing legal action, suing the church, for very quietly pushing under the rug a sexual assault, or at the very least, it was a member who was credibly accused of sexual assault of a child. They swept under the rug the allegations, and according to the articles and court filings that I found from the time, they kept this person as a member of their church for several years after that before they finally excommunicated him, before they removed him from the community. And this guy was supposed to be the person in charge of housing kids who were in trouble, who didn't have anywhere else to go or had to be removed from their parents' care for some reason, something like that. The wording was weird, but that's what it came across as. And this person who did this shooting today, who was again assigned female at birth, is just old enough to have been a part of that church. And it's said that this person went to the school when they were young. So the situation could get a lot worse and a lot more complicated, and not in a good way. We don't know anything yet about the shooter. We got the names of the kids and teachers who were killed. And we know that the shooter was shot dead on the scene. I guess the last thing is that regardless of what comes to light in the near future, people in the trans community are going to be targeted because of this. They're already targeted for a million things that they don't do. And having somebody who was trans, who identified as male and was assigned female at birth, is going to make things incredibly difficult on people in the trans community who had nothing to do with this. It's fucked up that this keeps happening over and over and over again. And it's fucked up that we keep letting it happen. That we never do anything meaningful to try and stop this. That there are so many people who will use this as an opportunity to push an agenda of hate or fear. And that's not even getting to just the absolutely tragic loss of life. 3 kids, each of them was 9 years old. And 3 teachers. So I guess all that is to say that my thoughts and my condolences go out to anybody who's even tangentially related or connected to these people, these 3 kids, these 3 teachers, this school. It's not going to be easy going through this. And I wish you nothing but the best. And I hope that, God forbid, if any of you ever watches this, that you can find some measure of peace with your friends and family and community. My thoughts also go out to the people in the trans community who are going to suffer because of this. They're going to be targeted, and they are going to be made into villains for something that they have absolutely no connection to, for somebody else's agenda. And then my last thought is that there is a non-zero chance that we're going to learn things that make this even worse. Knowing about the the allegations of sexual abuse of a minor that come from that church, there is a not zero chance that there might be something connected to this, because not to engage in making excuses of any kind, but people in the LGBTQ community at large are often in their youth more likely to be victimized by sexual predators when they're children. So, yeah, we should not be a country where this happens all the fucking time. And we should not be a country that jumps on any chance we have any chance we have to villainize a group of people because somebody who looks like them or thinks like them or has anything in common with them has done something terrible. And all we can really do is hope that maybe somebody finds a way to do something better this time around. But I honestly don't have a lot of hope for that. So instead, I'm going to play a game that's got a clearly defined hero in it that has a good message. And I'm going to think about what, if anything, I can do in my community and for my community. Because I live in Texas, so they don't. That's a tall order everywhere in the country. It's especially tall in states like Texas, where the last big school shooting was the Uvalde shooting, and it was weeks of lies from law enforcement, and 376 law enforcement officers across who knows how many disciplines who refused to do a thing to help and then lied about it afterwards. That's not to say that's what's happening here, but it's hard to have hope. I'm gonna try. I hope you try too. Do what you can and keep your eyes open for a chance to maybe make the world a little bit of a better place, especially in these upcoming days. And do your best to be better than this. That's all I got. Stay safe and healthy out there. Have a good one.